Every morning, the old man woke up before the sun. The room was quiet, and the air felt heavy. He sat on the edge of his bed for a moment, listening to the silence. Then he stood up slowly and put on his clean brown coat. He walked down the street at the same time every day. People in the neighborhood knew him, but they did not know his name. They only knew that he walked slowly and never looked at his phone. His eyes always looked forward, calm and distant. At the corner of the street, there was a small café. It was old, with wooden chairs and soft yellow lights. The sign above the door was faded, but the door was always open. This café was the old man's favorite place. He pushed the door gently and stepped inside. The smell of coffee and warm bread filled the room. The café was quiet in the morning, with only a few people inside. The old man smiled softly and walked to his usual table near the window. The young woman behind the counter saw him and nodded. She did not need to ask what he wanted. She prepared a small cup of black coffee and a piece of plain bread. No sugar, no milk, always the same. She placed the cup on his table carefully. "Good morning," she said in a gentle voice. The old man looked up and smiled. "Good morning," he replied. He held the warm cup with both hands. He did not drink right away. Instead, he looked out the window at the street. Cars passed slowly. People hurried to work. Sometimes he watched couples walk by, talking and laughing. Sometimes he saw someone walking alone, just like him. The window was like a small screen showing many lives, and each life made him remember his own. Years ago, he used to sit here with someone else, a woman with kind eyes and a quiet laugh. She liked her coffee with milk and a little sugar. She always sat across from him and told small stories. They talked about everything and nothing, about the weather, about people they saw, about dreams they once had. Those mornings were warm and full, but time moved on, as it always does. One day, the chair across from him became empty. At first, he waited. He believed she would come back. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Still, the chair stayed empty, and slowly he understood the truth. The café did not change, but he did. His hair turned white. His steps became slower. But his heart still remembered every word she said, every smile, every silence. Some people thought he was lonely, but the old man did not feel alone here. This café held his memories. It held his love. Sometimes a young couple would sit near him. They laughed loudly and shared food. The old man smiled when he saw them. He did not feel sad. He felt thankful. Thankful that he once had something beautiful. Thankful that love stayed with him even now. Love did not leave when people leave. It stays quietly in the heart. One rainy morning, the café was almost empty. Rain tapped softly on the window. The old man sat as usual, watching the street. The chair across from him felt closer that day. The young woman at the counter watched him. She had seen him come every day for years. She wondered about his story, but never asked. That morning, she felt something different. She walked over and sat down for a moment. "May I ask you something?" she said softly. The old man looked at her and nodded. "Yes," he said. "Why do you come here every day?" she asked. The old man was quiet for a long time. He looked at the empty chair. Then he smiled. "Because love once sat here," he said, "and love never really leaves." The young woman felt her eyes grow warm. She nodded and stood up quietly. That day, when the old man finished his coffee, he stood up slowly. He placed some coins on the table, as always. Before leaving, he touched the back of the empty chair, just for a moment. Outside, the rain had stopped. The street looked fresh and clean. The old man walked home with calm steps. His heart felt full. The next morning, the café door stayed closed. The chair by the window was empty. The young woman at the counter waited, but he did not come. Days passed, and still no sign of him. One morning, a small photo appeared on the table by the window, a photo of a man and a woman smiling together. On the back, a short message was written. "Thank you for keeping our memories warm." The café felt quieter after that, but the love stayed. It always does.